Burning like a sun, loyal as a soldier, kneeling at the stars, hoping that we'll be right. We'll be right, you'll be home. You gotta help me out, riding coasters to dream your last. You gotta help me out, swim through oceans to breathe your lungs. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Ticking like a bomb, falling in motion, heaven at the stage, hoping that we'll be right back again. You gotta help me out, riding coasters and dream your last. You gotta help me out, swim through oceans and breathe your lungs. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. I doubt anybody's going to join. Nobody's going to be interested in listening to what I have to say, my sub story and all that. Usually I just sing a song to test sound and kick things off, and I don't know. I didn't start doing this to be popular or anything. I'm not trying to do songs or anything, but I'm not doing well. It's the reason why I haven't really been on or doing anything or interacting. It's just been really weary. I'll do one, maybe two more songs just because I'm feeling like it and I like it. Sometimes you just gotta get stuff out, you know. Let's see. That's not the right one. Here's a classic. It's a real downer, but I really like it. It's I guess it makes a lot of sense to me, and I really relate to it a lot. But hello, Air. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of dumb, sad stuff that I've been going through lately. the reason why I haven't been on. So if you don't feel like sticking around just for that, that's really all I'm going to be doing. I just want to get that stuff out there so you don't have to watch. This isn't going to be a very interesting stream. I'm sorry. Open up wide, swallow down deep. No spoonful of sugar could make it sweet. Cancer inside, stealing my sleep. Night after night it keeps haunting me. The secrets I keep and tear me up inside. I try to hide them and I wonder why. Ooh, I wonder why I'm still running when I know there's no escaping. Come on, surrender stronger. I don't need to be the hero tonight. We all want love, we all want honor. Nobody wants to pay the asking price. Oh, 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 oh. All on my knees, all on my pride. I'm dripping over all the times I've lied. I'm asking please, but I can see in your eyes you don't need tears for alibis. It's true what they say, love must be blind, that's why you're still standing by the sinner's side. You're still by my side when all the things I've done have left you bleeding. Come undone, surrender stronger. I don't need to be the hero tonight. We all want love, you all want honor. Nobody wants to pay the asking price. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I don't think I can drive it home tonight. Oh, I don't think I wanna be alone tonight. Oh, 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 oh. Come undone, surrender stronger. I don't need to be here tonight. We all want love, we all want honor. Nobody wants to pay the asking price. And then it just repeats that a ton of times. Kind of want to sing one more song. It's the one song that I kind of learned enough that I could be able to sing it in front of other people, and this is sort of what I did when I was first starting my channel, back when I was playing Overwatch and doing stuff, and people just joining lobbies and singing songs, you know, that sort of thing where every YouTuber is like trying to find their shtick or their thing or whatever. problem is that I never really got good at singing the song, but I do enjoy singing it a lot. Closet full of secrets and skeletons, awake but nothing's true. I used to own a castle and now it's boxes that I have to move. Right here in the darkness there is nothing left for me to do. It's easier to run away, but today we got to cast shadows out from sight. A final stand, a shout and cry. All the wrongs now turn to right. So fight the past, take back the night, and call upon the torch tonight to bring out all the ghosts of light. Because at last we have to go. It's time to take back the night. Oh, 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 being chased by monsters to face head on or be consumed. Reaching out for something, grasping onto nothing to lose. Payback stuff so long and paid, but today we got to cast the shadows out from sight. A final stand, a shout and cry. All the wrongs now turn to right. So fight the past, take back the night, and call upon the torch tonight to bring out all the ghosts of light. Because at last we have to go. It's time to take back the night. Oh, 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 oh. Take back the night. Oh, 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 oh. Take back the night. Oh, 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 oh. So fight the past, take back the night. Oh, take back the night. Oh, take back the night. Oh, 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 and call upon the torch tonight to bring out all the ghosts to light. Because at last we have to go. It's time to take back the night. It actually wasn't that bad, though I'm used to when I do record it, it tends to sound badly, so probably, as usual, sounded alright on my end, but not so great on the other side. Let's see. No. Let's just keep things here. I'm not doing a very light-hearted discussion. There's a lot of things that I'd like to touch on. I don't really want to do any deep discussions or divulge too much. But there is some stuff that I really would feel better getting out there. Not necessarily to get off my chest. Most people feel better when they talk about things, not me. I tend to do better when people know about stuff, though, and the problem is that I don't like sharing. I don't like spreading around my pain or just being a general stick in the mud, a downer, and being around other people if I'm bringing that. In general, I also just don't like being around people. I don't enjoy talking or spending time doing things, socializing. It's hard for me to get out there and do stuff with other people. Should be something that is fairly easy and acceptable and not difficult at all. And a lot of people don't understand how truly difficult it is for someone like me. I genuinely don't know if there is anyone else like me out there that kind of struggles with socializing and interacting with other people, but I think the percentage is big enough that I'm possibly not the only person out there that's like this. It is painful for me to share stuff with people. It is hard for me to express and be open about things that are actually important. It's nearly impossible for me to talk to people, to interact with them, to socialize, or even just reach out and interact with them and touch them. Recently, I've been going through some tough times, both in real life and social life, online. I don't interact and talk with people in real life. Never have, never will. I went to school, but other than talking to people in class, I never spend any time outside of school interacting with people at all. I maybe went to a birthday party or, just a handful of actually, if it wasn't anything that was related to my sister and her friends, or really any of my other family interacting with people, I never did anything. No one ever talked to me or interacted with me, and I never interacted with anyone. My social life is considered non-existent. But what I do have, what little experience and memories are all online. Little stuff. It starts with Skype, and that usually fades out pretty quick, and almost all of it is on Discord, and joining different servers and groups because one person, then find out that they're just different from you and trying to interact with their group, I guess, for lack of a better term, just doesn't really pan out. And I've joined different servers and tried different things, and I've tried changing and trying to be silent and be invisible and, just meld in to the background, trying to make it work, but it just never does. I recently lost a few friends that were really special and important to me. I won't give any specific names, but I think if anyone actually knows me and knows why I do Twitch, you'll understand when I say that there is nothing on Twitch for me anymore. I met some people just randomly, and they were really cool, and we had some fast friends, and I threw tons of money at them because I didn't know what else to do. But slowly but surely they just started to ignore me and avoid me, and that's fine because that's just normal people doing normal things. I don't expect to be the center of everyone's lives at all points in times. It's just, for me, it really hurts to be left behind. Some of which is just sort of like friendships fading off. One of them in particular, someone just said that they couldn't deal with me anymore and blocked me. And that really hurts, and there's been more than a few times where that's happened to me. Because the person I am, me as I am in whole, is a strange and weird person that's suffering with a lot of things, has to deal with a lot of things. I am baggage by definition. So it is completely understandable, and, while it does hurt me, being their friend, I genuinely believe that the best decision that they could make is to not have me as a friend. Honestly, if anyone actually came to me for advice, some of the best advice that I could give is the things that I never follow is, like, treat yourself better, find ways to be happy and express yourself and outlet. But time and time again, I always keep finding myself removing myself from people's lives before they even have a chance sometimes, because I know that who I am is baggage. Sometimes I am depressing and upsetting, and it can be toxic to other people's lives. So the best advice that I could give to someone as a friend is not be friends with me, which is really sad. And I can't just keep pretending to be something I'm not. I can't just stop being myself. I don't know if I'm ever going to find any friends that are actually be friends with me and like me and care about me for me and spend time with me and actually enjoy my company, and because it just seems impossible because of the type of person I am and the stuff that I'm suffering through, that I just need to get rid of all of that before I can actually be presentable. And the problem is that I don't think I can do that without friends. All I really want is to not be alone. But my biggest struggle is being around other people. So it's a pretty horrible curse. But I think the best case that I can do is simply avoid people, enjoy them from a distance, watch videos. I don't enjoy live streams. It just makes me feel even more ignored. When it's a video, it's recorded. Sometimes it's highlights, so you can just enjoy the fun bits and get to experience what it's like to have friends and have that fun time with friends, I guess. I enjoy a lot of stuff via proxy, stuff like other YouTubers playing together. That's always fun. I wish I could play with other people, but I don't get to, and every single time I'm like, oh, that looks like fun, let me buy that game, and it just always leaves me empty. Because you get to enjoy it for a little while because it's like a new thing or whatever, but nothing ever really sticks. The reason why I don't like Twitch streams is because you can actively see someone. They're real. They're right there. They're live. They're doing something. They're being themselves. They're having fun. They're interacting with people without you. And that really hurts. I guess for most people, they get to be there in the room where it happened, experiencing as it's going on and see things as they're happening and progressing and, all that. But for me, it's just a constant reminder of, while right here and now you're suffering and alone watching videos, someone else out there is having fun. You're supposed to sit here and suffer and watch them enjoying themselves and hanging out with friends and having a good time without you. And that just hurts more than anything, really. The other half of it is streamers, I feel, especially more than YouTubers, have this sort of mentality about them. And I'm not sure how to define it other than I sort of refer to it as the celebrity mentality. Not to necessarily say that as a celebrity you think of yourself as better than people, but more important, Obviously, if you went and talked to a celebrity, they'd say like, yeah, I have a pretty normal life. I go and eat food and hang out with friends and, just stuff that normal people do. But you could never see them doing that with a normal person, And I don't like to use myself as an example, but I'll use you as an example. If you were to call up your favorite celebrity, do you think they would genuinely want to hang out with you? Not just basing off of interests, likes, time schedule, availability, but like there is something when you have a certain number of numbers, your following or money, something that really separates people from everyone else. And I've said this constantly in my YouTube videos and on my Twitch videos that I never want to get to that point in time where I see myself on a pedestal. I will always keep myself low. I will be available and there for people if they want to talk or hang out or interact. And I say that even on my like profiles and whatnot. It's that like, yeah, I do this. I've got a Twitch and a YouTube channel or whatever, but if you want to hang out with me, just send me a message. and I never receive any messages. Maybe that's because I'm not popular or nobody really messages me anyways, but like that's the stuff that I just want to be adamant about. I don't want to point any specific fingers, but I think maybe a good example that would be well known to a lot of people is someone like Pokimane. Pokimane is one of those persons that, yes, they have a normal life. They live in a house with other people. They have friends that they go and hang out with, and they talk and do stuff. They're not just streaming. They're not just only playing video games, and their life isn't just on the internet. They go and do normal person things, but they would never do that with a normal person. If I was given the opportunity to play a game or hang out with someone like Pokimane, I never would, because just their mentality, and not the way that they hold or present themselves, but who they are at the moment, is just an unenjoyable person. Because they treat themselves with a bit of a higher, what's the term? I don't know. I guess they consider themselves on a higher bar or tier or something. Hmm. Um, the idea is that, gosh dang it, Tangerine, stop. She's just texting me like, I saw you're live. You haven't been live in a while. I'm like, it's fine. She's like, just get lunch, and I'm like, I'm just being depressing. And now she's messaging me a ton, so I'm just like, ugh. If you look at a normal person, they'd be willing to, you know, go and walk up to a stranger and say hello or whatnot. Um, but like celebrities wouldn't do that. Um, and it's not just because they would be mauled or they'd be asked a ton of questions or people would be all over them or whatnot. I really do believe there is something intrinsically like like when you reach a certain point in life, some people just really separate themselves from the lessers. And I think another great example is thinking back to, you know, school days when you've got people with niches or the popular kids where they would just completely disregard the smaller people or belittle them even. And I just see this happen all the time with, like, honestly, I see this more with Twitch streamers than anyone else. Not even like other celebrities, like actors can be really cool. Singers can, you know, have it hard or whatever. You know, bands and musicians are different, whatever. Artists are always weird because of how they perceive things and whatnot, and depending upon the kind of art that they make, whether it be physical, musical, painting, sketching, all that sort of stuff, writers and whatnot. YouTubers, though, are always very personable. I feel like that's the reason that they stay more humble. Is you see them like playing online games and interacting with people and whatnot, and there are people that are confident in their own abilities, or can separate themselves a little bit, but I feel like Twitch streamers just constantly are seeing this number of like hundreds of thousands of people bowing at their feet. Just a constant influx of wealth and attention that really changes a person. And I think people like Pokimane, and I don't want to like keep using her name, but I don't know many Twitch streamers by name, especially ones that would be like known by a lot of people. But I just imagine like any time someone like me, a normal person, a lowly person that just wants to talk or chat and hang out, coming up to them and trying to say something serious or heartfelt or actually connect and relate to them, they would just laugh or toss it aside or make a joke out of it. Not just because they're, putting on a show, but legitimately not caring. And that's always something that's upset me. And this is something that I've noticed with a lot of my other Twitch streamer friends that I've slowly lost over time, is that their job, their desire, their hobby, their goal of being a Twitch streamer is far more important than the memories and friendships that they made along the way. And I think I will put a few names here. Otterboy is a very successful streamer who believes himself to be he's very confident in the fact that he can do this as a job now, which is good because he struggled with that for a while, and I was one of those supporters that really tried to help and support him and give him confidence, not just in his own abilities, but the fact that people do appreciate and adore him. I tried to get him to be able to stream more often, even if it isn't like, because he always felt like he had to put on a show, and I said, people just like you, more of you, even just hanging out in servers is a lot of fun. You don't have to just stream to get money. There's talks of him making like an album and selling the album of covers, which really isn't that hard to do. Honestly, even if it's just like a collection on Google Drive and having people donate a certain amount to get access to the link or something. Patreon's always a thing, but that's not even necessary. But Otterboy always had this separation where he really liked and enjoyed being around other people. And he would know people by name and call out people by name and know specifically his history with them. And that's why I stayed around for so long, because I really believed he was different. But I think with the things that were going on in his life, and the certain things that he was struggling with, having someone like me around isn't very good. That's the reason why I've left his server several times, just because I'm not good to be around people a lot of the time. But recently I was feeling pretty good, and I came back and started to interact more, and slowly but surely I saw how popular he was and how distant he was becoming, where he wouldn't interact with chat as much or allow people to talk as much in voice channels, or even allow that. And some of that was, hey, I just want to chill today by myself. But if you really felt like that, why are you streaming? And I could relate that back to me saying, like, hey, if you just want to chill, just do it. But it always just left me confused as to why would he go to such efforts and yet push people away so much. Eventually, Otter just started doing the routine of going on VR chat, letting people crowd around him and produce content for him while he just sort of sat back and had fun doing his own thing or whatever, and wasn't even calling out donations or thanking people, or I don't know. And I'm sure it's hard for him, and he's probably just trying to go through the motions, because that's what you need to do as a streamer to stay relevant, to stay popular. But it always just felt disconcerting to me, and it slowly but surely hurt my feelings that I was just being pushed away, ignored, and forgotten. So, yeah. Goblins. I don't really have much to say other than it's one of those things where you see a person and you think they're really cool, and you like them a lot, and not necessarily that you're putting them on a pedestal, but you really do think of that person as, I guess, sometimes it can be considered like wanting someone as opposed to wanting to spend time or be with a person can be a bit toxic, because you're treating that person like an event or a thing as opposed to an actual real person with thoughts, feelings, and their own perspective and life to deal with and whatnot. So I always try to be careful and show up and hang out and be fun and helpful, trying to just do the normal human thing of chilling and hanging out with people. And I felt like that was going pretty good, but slowly but surely I saw that the person I was and the things that I'm interested in, the person that Goblin is, I think they're a bit younger than I am, so they've got like a different sense of humor, different styles of interests, different kinds of friends that I just wasn't. So trying to force myself to hang out with this person that I really didn't belong with just didn't seem right. I did enjoy them, and I wish I could have, enjoyed them more, but I think for what it was, I think I got most that I could have out of it, and so did Goblin. The biggest thing being schedules and all that sort of stuff, and also content and whatnot. I don't enjoy just watching streams. I like interacting with people. I don't like streamers or like their pages or watch their streams or donate money because I enjoy their content, but because they're my friend, I want to support them. I want to spend time with them, and but I slowly faded away until non-existent. And I had a small falling off with Otter that because of some other thing that was going on with my life, that I was actually able to talk with Otter like a real person. I really was spending a lot of time with Otter, just actually talking and chatting. It felt really good to actually have a friend to just sort of chit chat with and talk about different things and whatnot. I was really struggling with something that was really changing me and who I am. I had this overwhelming crush on someone that was kind of making me a bit more unstable. It was quite bad. I was wholly, uncontrollably, and just completely head over heels and lost. And it was so bad to the point where it was actually stressing me out and depressing me because of how much in love I was with this person. It was so painful and toxic, and my only solace was being able to talk with Otter about it, just kind of sharing things, my thoughts and feelings and ideas, and getting some feedback, but mostly just being able to share it because I didn't have anyone to share with. So that was amazing. But I think eventually that was getting to be too much, and I guess me as a whole of trying to start hype trains and be too aggressive with friendship and love, that I guess that in and of itself was toxic, which I understand. I am very aggressive and honestly selfish. I do all these things for other people. I give away so much. I work so hard and kill myself over the smallest things for other people, simply because I want to be desired and appreciated and enjoyed and be friends and liked. But it never works. It doesn't work like that. You can never give so much that people want to give back. There's no limit. There's no amount that people will start to give back. You have to be friends first. You have to have that relationship where you see them and they see you, and there's an understanding there. And then maybe eventually you see that, like, hey, this person's taking me out to dinner so many times, I really want to do something special for them. But for the most part, when you're friends, stuff like money, time, work doesn't matter, because you just want to be with them and make them happy and all that stuff. And I'm like that too much, where I try to be friends with everyone. I try too hard to be liked. I try too much in order to be appreciated or necessary. I truly wish that I was significant to somebody. Anybody, really. And I guess that kind of starts with me being able to make commitments, but it's just hard. Otter and I had a falling off where I was becoming too much of a problem. So I was banned from the server. I was banned from his Twitch channel. I was blocked on Discord. And I decided to take that time to leave Goblin's server because I assumed that they were close enough that he was probably going to spread that over to him and his friends. And, I left other servers like, I don't know, other Otter related people. Whisketeers, I guess. Because I knew that it was going to spread out and I was going to be banned, and I always do this, that I always leave and hurt myself before anyone else gives a chance to hurt me. But I just left those servers because being banned hurts more. Recently I discovered that goblins did block me, so that kind of hurt. But it's understandable. I had another friend named oh shoot. I actually can't remember their name. Let's see. Tabid. That's correct. And Tabid's the first person that I met on VR chat. And hanging out with Tabid is when I first met Otter. And I met goblins from Otter Raid. I felt like I was doing a good job in Tabit's server, interacting with people, helping them out, with their issues and depression and whatnot, all of that. But eventually it just got to the point where I didn't fit with those people, and it was becoming so bad that it was not good for me to be around those people anymore, or those people to be around me. It was a little bit toxic both ways, so I left that server. But the entire time that I've spent with Tabid, he would always be distant. He would always exclaim and, be like, "Oh my goodness, you're my best friend," but then would never interact with me, and he would say, "Oh, I'd love to chat. You never message me." But I do. And he would never message back. And even in conversation that we have, he would just leave suddenly, and I would message him and keep messaging him. And then a few weeks later, I would pop in something and he'd be like, "Oh, why haven't you talked to me?" And stuff like that. It's when I first realized this mentality that people have. Because he was more focused on being what's the proper word here? Popular, productive, successful. He was more focused on being successful than he was in maintaining relationships and friendships. I would watch his streams and it would be as if nothing had ever happened between us. You know, he'd be like, "Oh, where have you been?" And, "I miss you," and all this stuff, but his actions never portrayed what he said he felt. And I would pop into his channels and his streams and say stuff and donate and even log on and get on to VR chat just to come say hi to him or spend time with him. But my efforts were never truly understood or appreciated. I would donate so much that he would cry, that his legs would be weak and he couldn't stand or he couldn't talk. My actions were effective, but they never really meant a whole lot that he would remember me. Even now, I don't think he's blocked me. I don't think I could rejoin his server. I could message him, but we're so distant to the point that I really don't know if it's worth the effort anymore. Once again, I've just been completely forgotten and left behind by someone who says one thing but doesn't ever follow through. And it's this sort of mentality that I define as the celebrity mentality that separates some people. If I was successful, if I was significant, maybe he might make an effort to be more in touch. But the fact that I was his sole source of income for many months means nothing, apparently. I am still in significant debt. More than my student loans, actually, due to trying to be with people. And I know they say that you don't have to donate money, or you don't have to spend money or buy this stuff or this, that, and the other thing, but it really is the only thing that gets me any attention. And it all started out with me and my first group of friends back on Skype, where people would talk about stuff and nobody really had any free time or money, and people were just constantly talking, just like general chat in a Discord server. And then we'd try to hang out together, play a game or something, but no one ever really had any time or money. And I don't remember how it started, but I do remember that one of the things that I would consistently do, and I still constantly do, the one thing that I always fall back on is, hey, I think we'd all have fun playing this game. Let me buy it for everyone. You don't have enough money, or you have money but you don't feel like spending it on this, so let me buy it. I find myself so easily being willing to sacrifice my own time, my own hard work, my money, to spend time with people, to buy friendships. But that's just not something you can do.